Hello, hockey fans. My name is David. Thought I would start this video recording at 3:30 on the afternoon of Friday, 2nd of December, 2022, North American Eastern Time. Thought I would do is just do a quick recap of those games played on Thursday Eastern Time involving Canadian teams. So from the Sportsnet website, we have these ones. So roughly in order of how they finished. The Oilers ended up losing to the Blackhawks 5-2, or 5-3 TD. Late goal by Klim Kostin, a winger who played, I believe, in the 2019 IHF under 20 men's top division tournament for the Russian team, and played for a while in the St. Louis Blues organization before joining the Oilers. And between the Habs and Flames over at the Scotiabank Saddledome, it was a very tight game. Jacob Markstrom having given up an ugly goal very early on in the game. Under half a minute in, he ventured way out of the Flames' net, hoping to stop a breakaway and end up being an epic fail. But then again, the offense was an epic fail. Get more of that later. How the Oilers ended up losing. 5-3 to the Minnesota Wild. And there was a couple nights ago on a podcast, Got Your Back Pod. So, claim made by Ryan Rashog of TSN, that the Oilers players, after an ugly win over the Chicago Blackhawks, would possibly playing. I'll provide that link a little bit later, but do it for now. Show that there. Probably get to play with similar to how someone with a piano strapped to his or her back is able to play, which is, well, not very good. Quite possibly be blown out. I'm just gonna get this cord here. Yeah, so it's hard to find these cords for the devices that have cords for Android and BlackBerry devices. As few BlackBerry devices there happen to be, and one for Apple devices. So yeah, so that's. So what I would do is it's gonna just do. Before I go to the Flames game, thought I would do is, go to the Oilers. Just gonna go. Alright, just gonna see if I can go to the. Alright, just gonna go to. Alright, so. Just gonna go to the scoring summary for the Oilers game. And yeah, it's. Let's see, that was. The Oilers overall scored only one goal in each period of the game of their road game against Minnesota Wild. First period goal by the Oilers was Draisaitl from Bouchard McDavid. It was a power play one. After Joel Eriksson Echo the Wild had tied the game up, this is by Kaprizov on a PP. Tied things up. It was. That was the 151 mark of the second period. It was time for McDavid to get another point. This time, a goal scored at the 422 mark to put the Oilers ahead, with Draisaitl and Hyman providing the assists. And then the Minnesota Wild pretty much went to town the rest of the way until the 12-minute mark, with goals in the second period by Kaprizov and Gaudreau, Fred Gaudreau, and the third by Steele and Zuccarello. So by the 12-minute mark of the third, the Wild were ahead. There was no coming back for the Oilers, and okay. So the Oilers didn't get blown to bits, or figuratively speaking, but they didn't dominate either. And a late goal by Klim Kostin with under 5 seconds to go in regulation was too little too late. So when we get to another game, we can get to the Flames one. Among Canadian teams, that's really really what I'm interested in. The American on American game, just kind of it's just there's just too many of them. So I like the Canadian teams. So the real barn burner in Calgary. And you have Slavkovsky, Lindholm, and Caulfield. 1 goal in each period. Very short. And I look at game stats here. Oh. And look at the the Flames went ice cold. Jake Allen put in a performance similar to how Andrei Vasilevsky of the Lightning had in Game 7 of the Bolts-Leafs series on behalf of the Bolts, resulting in a third straight season during which Lightning would end up winning at least one playoff series. But again, it was just kind of ice cold. Didn't really go with the box score here. Just see how the Habs did. I mean, not great. They only scored 2 goals. You go on the Sportsnet website and go there. And then we have the Flames right over there. Wow. It's so I'm gonna go and yeah. So I'm gonna go to the Skeeters, the Habs. I mean, there were a couple of Habs skaters that had minuses. Caulfield scored a goal. Caden Gooley and defenseman assisted on one. Monahan of the Habs assisted on both goals. Slavkovsky scored a goal at +2. Nick Suzuki had an assist but had a -1. Jake Allen made 45 saves. Basically stopping 97.8% of the pucks that he ended up facing. In terms of face-offs, the Habs, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players took face-offs, with Dvorak, Evans, Monahan, and Suzuki having won each at least half of them. Scratches were Pitlick, Gallagher, and Kovacevic. Flames kind of flamed out. Anderson with a -1. Dubé and Hanifin with -1s. Huberdeau put up an assist against the team of his birth province and had a +1. Condry didn't really do much of anything. -1. 5 shots on goal. Sportsnet doesn't show the number of hits, but I don't want to get into that too much. Lucic didn't do much of anything on the production, offensively. Lindholm put up a goal. Montrepon didn't do much of anything. Oh, it's been like an epic bad. See what the Flames did? Well, there were 6 players took face-offs, and of them, 3, Kadri, Dubé, and Backlund, won at least half of them. So, how many face-offs did they win? Oh, let's see here. All right. So we have face-offs. They have Habs won 37 of them, so not great. So I thought I would get into. So yeah, Flames are not exactly doing too good. So I thought I would do is get into the standings, the NHL by wild card. So as of now, the Leafs are in second in the Eastern Conference. Oops. Oh. And Jets are in second in their own division. The Oilers are in the first wild card spot. Flames are, where are they again? Oh yeah, fourth in the Western wildcard race. Canucks are sixth after a loss of their own. I'll get into that in a moment. So yeah, things are not looking too good for the Canucks. We lost 2 straight games, um, and yeah. So in terms of security, Leafs have 35 points over 25 games. Um, in terms of a top 3 divisional spot, Leafs have 8 points. 8 points ahead of the Red Wings, but with the Red Wings having 3 games in hand, yeah. Leafs need to keep on going. Win multiple games in a row. Got to keep ahead. Try to stay in the top 3 divisional spots. They're not much further ahead of the Panthers. A Panthers squad that last night beat the Canucks big time 5-1. So yeah, the Habs are a point behind the Panthers. Sabres are 4 points back of the Habs. And the Sens are 4 points back of the Sabres for the last spot in the Atlantic. And the Sens have once again, after their loss 2 nights ago to the Rangers, dropped back to 10 points out of the nearest available playoff spot. Not good. So, Winnipeg Jets are 2 points up on the Avs for second in the Central. When it comes to divisional opponents, 24 points, 22. So 5 points up on the Wild and Preds for top 3 divisional spot. So it's going to be interesting to find out what happens. But I'm going to go back. Before I go a bit further in terms of that, I thought I would mention for each of the next few days game played on this Friday evening Eastern Time. The Jets and Sens, respectively, home and away, will be in action. Saturday is going to be jam-packed. I'm just going to among Canadian teams. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically, among Canadian teams, only the Jets on Saturday will be out of action. And I'm going to go to the weekend, to Sunday. And only the Jets will be in action on Saturday and on Sunday among Canadian teams. So, time's running out for the Senders. Time's also running out for the Canucks. So let's go back to the standings, to the wild card. So in terms of the Pacific Division, the Kings are in third with 33 points. 30 points over 26 games. The Canucks are 21 and 24, so they're slipping out of the divisional spot. 3 points out of the nearest wildcard spot. The Habs are 2 points out of the nearest available wildcard spot, so the Canucks are slipping. It's very interesting. Oops. All right. It was very interesting. Show on Vancouver radio station Sportsnet 650. Excuse me. And it is this. The title is that. Oops. I hate lighting here. Oh, lighting is not here. Oh, sorry that. Alright, I'll try something else here. So I'm just gonna go. Do apologize for the lighting. It's not the best. So what we're gonna do is gonna go to here. After a devastating 5-1 loss, the second consecutive regulation loss for the Canucks, and second straight at home, at least second straight. Very interesting show there. And also about coaches on the hot seat. I have a feeling that DJ Smith and Bruce Boudreau of the Sens and Canucks are on the hot seat. And, 5-1. Things aren't looking too good for the Canucks. And with Demko out due to long-term injury, or at least what I suspect is, he was clutching. Was left the game late in the first period, clutching a right hamstring. It was a light collision, apparently, with Panthers winger Patrick Hornqvist, making it hard for me to understand how Demko could go down so quickly and not even come back. But yes, even with Demko, the Canucks hadn't been doing very well. And they are slipping out. They're not out of a playoff spot yet. Senators are 10 points out of the nearest available playoff spot. But these Canucks are just, well, things aren't looking too good. Yeah, well, when it comes to Demko, things aren't looking too good. Last update, Demko was going to be out at least one game with Colin Delia from the Vancouver Canucks AHL affiliate based in Abbotsford, also called the Canucks, being called up to replace Demko, at least for that upcoming game against the Coyotes at home. See what happens. But things are ugly over in Vancouver. And I thought I would do is just going to mention, before I go, which coaches are on the hot seat. Oops, I don't know what's going on with never mind here. So, just going to recap which coaches are on the hot seat. And yeah, love it or like it or not, Bruce Boudreau likely will be one of them, but haven't completely watched that video posted by the Hockey Guy YouTube man. Happened to be coincidentally based in the lower mainland of British Columbia. But things are not looking too good for the Canucks. So, yeah, there are lots of action on Friday. But yeah, the Canucks being a playoff team with their defense crap, it's not looking too good, that's for sure. It's just a question of when, I believe, if Canucks continue to struggle, when they end up, calling it season and trying to find a new purpose to what may very well become a lost season. And when it comes to Canadian NHL teams in the playoffs, seeing postseason action, I see the Leafs and Jets as good bets. The Alberta teams as kind of a coin flip as to if either will get in. The Canucks, not looking too good. The Habs, close, but who knows. And so we have we have three maybes. We have them with the Canucks. Why do they struggle at home? Don't know. But there's no doubt that the Canucks aren't doing too good at home. I'm just gonna check their home record. Check their home record again here. The NHL standings. All right, so let's go check the. Oops. Where we go here? So, home record and away. Home and away. Do we have? Where here? That there is for the Canucks. Alright, so what I'm going to do is. So we have the Canucks. So it seems to me for the Canucks that home is not so sweet after all. And on that note, I can say, hope everyone has a nice day, and looking forward to watching some more hockey games. Almost every evening, there's from October to April, there's a Canadian team in action. Keeping up with all the Canadian teams is not easy to do, but I'm just hoping that this season, a Canadian team other than the Habs will win a Stanley Cup. As much as I respect the post 1967 success of the Habs, because, well, it's basically like the only comparable to, well, fair comparable to the other Canadian teams, because among the 7 Canadian teams, only the Habs and Leafs are part of the original 6. We're part of the original 6, unlike the others. See what happens. Anyway, on that note, I say, go Leafs go.